James was born in an American village. After becoming an adult, he was sent to study in the town. This place gathers many qualified families. From then on, the good boy began to feel self-conscious every day because his family was poor. James begins to blame his parents for not being able to provide him with what his peers have. He feels left behind and not treated fairly. When life changed, and being a smart boy, James approached the friends of the rich, demanding children of the town. James has become a bad boy and a henchman for the rich kids in school. He has no interest in studying and is often disciplined for his actions. The advice of parents and teachers didn't work for James. He continued to misbehave. The phone rang, and James's mother burst into tears when she was informed that her son had been suspended from school for a week. James's parents also blamed themselves for not giving James a rosy life like many of his peers. The woman's tears rolled down her cheekbones, thin and older than her years. Dad didn't shed tears but let out a sigh, looking far into the quiet space. Day after day, James just went to the school gate to wait for his friends to go out to eat. Jack offered to invite you to his house because your parents had a business trip away from home for 2 days this afternoon. James hastily agreed and went to Jack's house. Stepping to the door, the overwhelming feeling of the house made James stand still until Jack tapped him on the shoulder. James walked gently, as if he didn't want to hurt a blade of grass or scratch the brick under his feet. Entering this magnificent house seems a bit chilly. The maid bowed respectfully to a child just as old as her own child or grandchild. He admired Jack and loved his identity. "Hello, ma'am." The maid's greeting made James turn his head. In front of James is a blind girl. Suddenly, the magnificent shimmering feeling before my eyes was replaced by the dark night. The maid took the mistress past James. What startled James was that the mistress said, "Hello, I'm Anna. Are you my brother's friend?" James stammered. "I'm James, a friend of Jack's." The meal began in silence. James himself did not want to make a fuss, but his curiosity aroused. He did not hesitate to ask Anna questions. "Why do you see me?" Anna gently replied with a question. "Have you ever heard of mind meditation?" James started to find it interesting by replying to this. James replied, "I've heard of it but didn't find out." Anna smiles and says it's not enough to know and closes her eyes slightly, concentrating and guessing the dishes on the table. James was even more surprised when she ate like a bright-eyed person. Without needing James to question, the girl said, "You want to know why I can do this, right?" James hummed, embarrassed when he was guessed at the Black Heart. After that meal, James became curious and began to learn about mind meditation to see how powerful it is. Before leaving, James did not see Anna again, but received a book from the maid. James did not wait to step out of this gate, but hurriedly opened the first page of the book. On the way home, James rambled about everything. James rushed into the house to read the book Anna gave him. Page 102 is Anna's handwritten passage. I started to learn about mind meditation and decided to give it a try. With focus and effort, I felt the presence of everything around me. The sound of the wind, the scent of the flowers, and the feeling of the sun on the skin. I have found joy in discovering new worlds and feel that I am no longer isolated. I have become a happier and more confident person in my life. Every word in Anna's autobiography awakened James. I don't read yellow books. Go back. Go back to each word, go back to each sentence, go back to each page and feel, do. It's time for James to go back to school. James began to change his behavior and focus on his studies. He spends time studying and helping his parents. This change made James's mother very pleased. In the end, James got good grades, was invited to a prestigious university and became a successful businessman. The next year, James took the book back to find the little girl, only to find out which year his family went bankrupt because of his son's play. James sadly passed away with the book. One day, on a weekend, James took his mother to the symphony at the city theater. The symphony has a familiar melody, but has a subtle taste of the girl playing the violin, making James curious. At the end of the performance, James went backstage to learn about the blind violinist. Asking many people, he learned that the girl was the wife of this deputy director of the theater, and her name was Anna. The next day, James still came to see Anna with the old book in hand. Go through many rooms to meet Anna. Without letting Anna stop reacting, James said, "Meditation is a method of mental focus, helps us reduce stress and anxiety, improves mental and physical health. Meditation allows us to focus on the present and create a peaceful, relaxed state of mind. Can be done anytime, anywhere, no need for a separate or specific time, helping people find and be at peace in life." Anna Light gently replied, "That is the content of the second page of the book, The Power of Will." The two brothers were filled with emotions. James was finally able to say thank you to little Anna. Change was not easy, but if you believe it will benefit yourself and society, take action.